Without further ado, please put your hands together as I welcome the founder and the master teacher of this great Israelite Nation World-wide Ministry.
To give him permission to sit. My dear friends, it was 9 years ago, as a matter of fact, some years ago, 1999 to be exact, so you know it's not 9. When I first mentioned the historical and spiritual importance of the 400 years, written in my book and in so many of my speeches, and the change that will happen before and after those years. Today, everyone is doing much more than talking about it. Even though they do not really understand the spiritual significance about the times ahead. They are still talking about it, and as we all know, they are now acting on it. Since when 400 years meant so much to so many? Politically, spiritually, and otherwise. Maybe 100, maybe 500. But my words were not allowed to fall to the ground. Now they know how to calculate from 1619 to 2019 and get to the most important number of 400. And may I remind you that we as a people survived from chains and fetters to now the Israelite Nation World-wide Ministries. From chains and fetters to this year of preparation. We are not only to sacrifice to achieve what we presently have or what lies in the bed of our subconscious, but the measure of our achievement must even be surpass our average goal. Which that is achieved, then we should now try to live in our respective field or in our community or even in the country for which we reside. So we can stand out as Israelites the same way our brothers stood out while they were in Babylon. For this reason, the Israelite Nation World-wide Ministries is not a typical so-called church. We are the church. Ingrained in our community with an official and recognized constitution that is in the hands of the competent authority in Ottawa since 1990. The Israelite Nation is set up and organized as a transparent body like any world government. Unlike any religious institution, we have a council of men that covers every area as any functioning government body. We have leaders, both men and women. Not only in the Supreme Council, but also in our congregation and in our branches that are competent in whatsoever it takes to achieve our goals. It was in this building when we fought and won those who were trying to shut us down. It was in this building where we raised the bar to stop running from place to place. It will be in this building, my dear friends, where we will spring up like a well of spiritual water to greater achievement, with a greater goal, with a greater preparation for the memory of our fathers and our mothers who first landed as slaves in Virginia, a memorial for our pain and a celebration for our survival. we have our own designed and recognized flag, designed by a member of this congregation. We have our own anthem and coat of arms and our pledge and our creed. To cover all this is exposing the integral part of our culture. Everything we do is supposed to be cultural. Make no mistake of that. This year we are on the doorsteps. We are on the doorstep of one of our biggest and most important assignments. This year we are in preparation to show the world our potential, our skill, and our talent for the next year in focusing on our spiritual and creative ability. We must be prepared to climb one step at a time. Even though finance will be like a tonic that we will need to bring us when we climb to the top of the stairs. Nevertheless, it is need for us to try harder. We must learn to look at the biggest picture. At the top of that stairs is the power and the glory. Next year, we must be in a position to highlight the journey. Our own journey from Israel to America, one of the greatest of all musical theater. Also, it is my dream to show off the talent of our young people and preparing them to put the freedom fighters on stage. But allow me first to congratulate my team, who was and is always working behind the scenes when others have their noses in the sand. Some uses the passion and love for this nation to hold their heads up high with a tremendous amount of their contribution, physically, spiritually, and financially. Those that don't understand the significance of the 400 dares will be our competition. That we that understand the significance should show them that we are real, because we're not doing it from our flesh and our blood. We're doing it from our spirit, because we were propelled to do this a long time ago. The God of Israel wants this doctrine to go in the four corners of the world, so that the world would understand and know that He's the God of Israel.
Amen. That's right.
He's not a universal God. And we should teach all nations about our God. We should be proud of our God. We should raise Him up and teach the world about Him.
Amen.
Not in secret, not only among the ignoramuses, but the world.
Yeah. Yes.
That is how we would survive.
Amen.
Let me just say something. My boss is still looking at me. I want to show you how far we have gone on the other side and not really understanding. There are some people that occupy Israel. They use two words: never again. And they live by it. Allow me to say this again. Africa has 54 nations, and we have slaves in Libya. Where is the togetherness? There's none. Togetherness is missing in the black community. The President of the United States can pass a law that now you can kill exotic animals. And those exotic animals are in Africa. What happened to the leaders of those African countries? They can't say no. We should not be like black people. How would I be leading a nation and another leader from another nation telling his people to come and hunt in my nation and I have no say? So for now I would just stay and say, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.